His is a rags to riches story, virtually turning the fate of his life from being a confused lad to the most recognized and respected American, amongst numerous others, in the world. Thomas Alva Edison is a name to reckon with in the scientific and technological circles of the world. A prolific inventor and a leading businessman, he was the mastermind behind numerous discoveries and innovations that helped build America's economy. It was his intelligence, ideas, hard work and perseverance that made him the front runner in America's first technological revolution. Edison is reported to have set the stage for the modern electric world. It is his discoveries and inventions that became the foundation of industries and made life blissful for the human race. With about 1093 U.S. patents and many more patents in other countries, Edison is accredited with numerous inventions, including stock ticker, phonograph, first practical electric light bulb, motion picture camera, mechanical vote recorder and a battery for an electric car. Childhood and early life. Born to Samuel Ogden Edison Jr. and Nancy Matthews Elliott, Thomas Edison was the youngest of the 7 children of the couple. While his father was an exiled political activist, his mother was employed as a teacher. Interestingly, young Edison received his formal education for just about 12 weeks. Thereafter, it was his mother who took the responsibility of teaching him at home. A voracious reader, he read a wide range of subjects and soon developed the habit of self-education. Since an early age, he had developed hearing difficulties which increased with age, and by the middle years he was almost deaf. Scarlet fever is attributed to be the cause of this deafness. During his early years, he sold newspapers to passengers traveling along the Grand Trunk Railroad line. The access to up-to-date information led him to start off his own newspaper, Grand Trunk Herald, which became quite a hit with the masses. Also, it was his first of the many more to come business ventures. In addition to selling newspapers, he set up a small laboratory and conducted chemical experiments in one of the baggage cars of the train. Unfortunately, one experiment went wrong and resulted in the car catching fire. This temporarily ended his pursuits. A good deed of saving the life of an infant from a near-tragic incident changed his life forever. The indebted dad of the child trained him as a telegraph operator. He found his first job at Stratford Junction, Ontario. He traveled all through the Midwest, working for various companies, before finding a job with the Associated Press Bureau Newswire. However, he was soon fired due to conducting experiments during working hours. Career. He moved to New York, where he began his career as an inventor. One of his earliest inventions was a stock ticker. Impressed by the working of the machine, the Gold and Stock Telegraph Company offered him $40,000 for the rights. In 1869, he patented the electric vote recorder, his first in a long list to follow. He then relocated to Newark, New Jersey, where he set up a small laboratory and employed machinists. The decade of 1870s was devoted to conducting experiments on the telephone, phonograph, electric railway, iron ore separator, electric lighting, and other developing inventions. He expanded his operation and moved to Menlo Park, New Jersey. The one invention that brought him his first round of fame and catapulted his status to greater heights was the phonograph, invented in 1877. The device assisted in recording sound, but had loopholes due to which he continued to work on it until the next decade, when the perfected phonograph was finally made available. The financial gain from selling the quadruplex telegraph to Western Union not only helped him achieve his first monetary success, but assisted him in setting up the laboratory of Menlo Park for achieving greater technological advancements and innovation. In 1877, he invented the carbon microphone used in telephones, radio broadcasting and public address works. Moving further, he worked on electric bulb, which had been the object of study of various inventors earlier. He is credited with inventing the first commercially practical incandescent light, devoid of all the flaws that the earlier invented bulbs possessed. In 1878, he formed the Edison Electric Light Company in New York City. The following year, he demonstrated his incandescent light bulb for the first time. The first commercial application of the bulb was in Columbia, the new steamer of Oregon Railroad and Navigation Company. In 1880, after attaining the patent for the light bulb, he founded the Edison Illuminating Company, with a motive of delivering electricity to provide power and light the cities of the world. The company's first investor-owned electric utility was set up at Pearl Street Station. The unit was involved with generating 110 volts direct current to 59 customers. In 1883, Roselle, New Jersey, witnessed the first standardized incandescent electric lighting system employing overhead wires. By 1887, there were about 121 power stations established by the U.S. that delivered electricity to customers. The other inventions that he worked upon during this time were fluoroscopy, two-way telegraph, kinetoscope, and so on. He then initiated an industrial research laboratory in West Orange, New Jersey, which formed the base of the primary research laboratory for the Edison lighting companies. It was at the laboratory in West Orange that he worked on the development of the lighting technology, perfected the phonograph, developed motion picture camera, and established the alkaline storage battery. At the turn of the century, he soon transformed himself from being an inventor to an industrialist and business manager. The key work that he indulged in during this time was developing a suitable storage battery that could power an electric car. The first designed self-starter battery was for Model T for Henry Ford, a friend and admirer. The invention was a grand success and was extensively used until decades later by the automobile industry. He was made the head of the Naval Consulting Board during World War I, a profound advocate of non-violence. He indulged in projects that basically designed defensive weapons, such as submarine detectors and gun location techniques. His last patent, which was his 1093rd U.S. patent, was an apparatus for holding objects during the electroplating process. Major works. He is credited with 1093 U.S. patents and is accredited with numerous inventions that contributed greatly in mass communications and telecommunications. Amongst his long list of discoveries, the most notable ones are stock ticker, phonograph, first practical electric light bulb, motion picture camera, mechanical vote recorder, and a battery for an electric car. Awards and achievements. He was felicitated with numerous medals and awards for his magnanimous contribution to mankind. Some amongst them include being distinguished with the Officer of the Legion of Honor by France, Distinguished Service Medal by U.S. Navy, and Congressional Gold Medal by the U.S. He was inducted in New Jersey Hall of Fame and Entrepreneur Walk of Fame. He was made the honorable member of several important institutions including Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences, Louisiana Purchase Exposition, World's Fair, and the National Academy of Sciences. He received various medals including John Scott Medal, Edward Longstreth Medal, John Fritz Medal, Franklin Medal, and Edison Medal. His birthday is marked as National Inventors Day. Personal life and legacy. He married twice in his lifetime. His first marriage was to Mary Stilwell in 1871, who bore him 3 children. After the tragic death of his wife in 1884, he tied the knot for the second time 2 years to Mina Miller. The couple had 3 children. He breathed his last on October 18, 1931, after suffering from complications of diabetes. He was buried behind his home in Glenmont, West Orange, New Jersey. His death was mourned by people across the globe who dimmed or turned off their electrical power to commemorate his death. To pay a tribute to the contributions made by this illustrious inventor, several schools, colleges, institutions, museums, memorials, parks, buildings, and bridges have been named after him. Out of these, the most notable is the town of Edison, New Jersey, which bears his name. Trivia. Popularly called the Wizard of Menlo Park, this prolific inventor who gave the world the first practical electric light bulb suffered from hearing impairment since young and became deaf as an adult.